Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into one of Hollywood's most haunting and heartbreaking mysteries, the tragic story of Carol Wayne. She was a television darling whose life seemed to sparkle with glamour, laughter, and fame, but behind the bright lights was a darkness that eventually led to a shocking and mysterious end. Her story continues to leave fans with more questions than answers. Even decades later, in the 1960s and 70s, Carol Wayne was one of the most beloved faces on television. With her beauty, bubbly charm, and natural wit, she quickly became a fan favorite. Her most famous role was as the matinee lady on The Tonight Show starring Johnny Carson, where her warmth and comedic timing made her a standout. Every time she appeared on screen, she lit up the stage, earning the affection of millions of viewers. Beyond The Tonight Show, Carol also graced popular programs like I Dream of Jeannie, Bewitched, Love, American Style, and The Red Skelton Hour to the public. She seemed to be living the perfect Hollywood dream, glamorous, talented, and adored. But behind the charm and laughter, Carol's life was far more complicated. As her fame grew, Carol began to experience the darker side of Hollywood. She faced personal struggles, financial instability, and the relentless pressure of maintaining her public image. Despite her success, work began to slow down by the late 1970s, and the once bright spotlight started to dim. Friends later revealed that Carol often felt lonely and trapped, torn between the persona she had created for the cameras and the painful reality she lived behind the scenes. She had been married and divorced several times, each relationship leaving her more emotionally drained. Those closest to her said she was searching for peace and stability, two things that proved hard to find in the entertainment industry. Then, in January 1985, tragedy struck. Carol took a trip to Mexico with her boyfriend, Edward Durston, a man whose name would later spark curiosity and concern. According to reports, the two had an argument during their stay, after which Durston claimed Carol walked off along the beach to cool down. A few days later, her body was found in the shallow waters of a bay near Manzanillo. Authorities ruled it an accidental drowning, but the circumstances were suspicious. Carol was known to have a deep fear of water and couldn't swim. Even more troubling, her purse and belongings were left behind, and her companion left Mexico before her body was discovered. To this day, the mystery surrounding Carol Wayne's death remains unsolved. Was it truly a tragic accident, or was there something more sinister at play? We may never know the full truth. What we do know is that Hollywood lost a shining star far too soon. At just 42 years old, Carol Wayne left behind a legacy of humor, grace, and a beauty, but also a lingering sadness that reflected the pain she carried in private. Her story is a reminder that behind every dazzling Hollywood smile, there can be heartache we never see. Though her life ended in tragedy, Carol's spirit and charm continue to live on through the joy she brought to millions of fans.